Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to part 6 of this series of love notes for you, the leader. Today, I want to talk to you about how feminine is not about performing, it's about remembering. Now, one of the things that I have said multiple times, but if you're new to my work, you maybe haven't heard this. If you're a woman, you're feminine. Do not believe the lie that you're somehow inadequately made and you need to be more feminine. And there's a part of you that has no access to that feeling, and you're far too masculine. I see a lot of marketing out there pushing this belief that if you don't feel a certain way, then you must not be feminine. And it's a personal pet peeve of mine because I think it's just really another way that women feel like crap, like they're not enough and they need fixing, healing, saving. It's so icky. It feels a little bit like, I don't know if you grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, but like so many of our magazines, even like teen magazines, were focused on women being skinny and somehow you need the perfect bikini body. It's the same energy, it's just now dressed up in crystals and sage and long flowy dresses. I'm sorry, but feminine is not what you wear on the outside. Let me be clear on that. Yes, you can wear outfits that make you feel more like you. But again, femininity is not a personality list of traits. Femininity is also not understanding what goddess archetype you are. Femininity is inherent in you. And it's the frequency that is that still small whisper in your soul that says, I listen to my body, I honor my intuition, and I choose me every single damn day. It's a part of you that remembers who you were as a little girl, that little girl who loved to twirl in her dress, who would get her knees dirty from rolling around in the grass, picking flowers and dandelions and rushing them back to mom. Maybe you would play with cats or animals or dogs, and you'd be so present in the moment, bringing your dolls and Barbies and toys with you outside, and just so in the joy and the zest of life. That feeling that young kids have, we see that. I've witnessed, I mean, just go to a playground. Most children are so present and in their body just because the logic has not even started to develop yet in their brains. So I am a firm believer in no amount of long hair, short hair, no amount of power suit versus flowy dress, no amount of makeup, not makeup, no amount of adorning yourself with jewels, no amount of sage or crystals makes you you. They don't make you feminine. Feminine is felt. And we need to, as women, inherently remember that part. It's there. It's never gone. It's just, it goes from a loud, expressed you to a still small whisper. And that whisper, most of the time, people want to feel is a scream again. So when you hear, especially the masculine coaches, by the way, they love telling you how to be a woman, teaching you all the strategies and tools to how to get a guy, how to behave a certain way in order to be a feminine woman, how to show up. I'm here to tell you, it's really not as complicated as the world wants to make you believe. If you are in your body and you trust your intuition and you're in your heart and you also have a connection to your turn on, your sensuality and your pleasure, your creativity, you're feminine. Surprise. And here is the other thing that ebbs and flows because women are cyclical. So there are times a month where you're going to feel super feminine, other times a month where you're like, I don't even know where my toes are right now. All totally okay and all totally normal. But I want to debunk and de-influence you from thinking that you need to become someone you're not in order to be feminine enough. Or you need to follow the rules of what everyone is wearing and doing and chanting and singing and cacao and sage and da 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 da. Like, sure, if you like doing it, by all means, do those things if you like doing those things. You don't have to do those things to be feminine. And in order to be a feminine leader, we need to honor our body as we step into the unknown. So how do we honor our feminine energy when we are running a business, when we are a woman, when we're a partner, when we're a daughter, when we're potentially a mother? How do we stay feminine in all of it? My biggest advice for you is find a crew of people who fit your vibe and who want to see you shine. That crew also needs to be in a community with you because when you're in community, you can't help but feel the juiciness of womanness. And then you have to let yourself feel pleasure. I'm talking sexual pleasure. I'm talking the pleasure of eating your favorite food, the pleasure of a hobby, the pleasure of silence, the pleasure of rest, the pleasure of your soft, cozy bed, the pleasure of the sunshine on your skin. Pleasure and presence. Presence is masculine, pleasure is feminine, and they merge so necessarily together. And you can't feel one without the other. Think about that. Like, I can't feel pleasure without being present. Try having an orgasm while you're thinking of your to-do list. It's not going to happen. Try enjoying chocolate cake when you're worried about the kid's schedule tomorrow or scarfing down that cake. Now, how can we integrate this feminine frequency into your business? When's the last time you got present to the pleasure of your soul mission? And when is the last time you danced, you moved, you breathed life into your business? As a feminine business owner, sometimes for me, it looks like before doing something like this, enjoying a treat or moving my body or honestly walking outside and putting my feet on the grass is a big one. All these things help me get into my body so that I'm speaking to you from an embodied place. You're enough. You don't need fixing. You don't need saving. You probably don't need healing. You just need to remember. You already have access to the feminine within you. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't know it was missing. I'm going to leave you with that truth bomb there. And I look forward to connecting with you again in the next part in this series.